Hello students, myself Assistant Professor K.C. Henchana from Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, CCAB Institute of Engineering and Technology, Vijaypura. So as we already discussed with the model 3, that is model 3 we already discussed on it, nuclear power plant it is. So next fourth model what we are having and the subject it is, that is substation. So in this substation we are going to study about the how the introduction, the classification of the substation it is there, and whatever the equipments will be there in the substation, that also we are going to study, and the grounding process also we are going to study in this module. So let me start in a today's session. So these are the contents what we are going to cover. So the first thing it is introduction to substation equipments, and the second one, these are the four equipments what we are going to discuss in a today's session, that is transformer, high voltage fuses and high voltage circuit breaker, and third last one it is protective relaying. These are the four equipments we are going to study in today's session. Okay, let me start with this first thing it is, this is the introduction to substation it is. In this introduction part, the substation means what? The substation, it is a part of an electrical generation, transmission as well as the distribution system it is. So before proceeding this thing, everyone should be clear with what is electrical substation, what exactly the substation role it is. Getting my point? So see here, so nowadays the electrical power demand, it is going to be increasing day by day it is. So in order to meet the demands of the consumers or whatever the increasing demand, that can be fulfilled. How it can be fulfilled? By increasing the generating capacity itself. Is it right? In order to meet the demand of the electricity, we have to increase the generating capacity. Nothing but what? That results into a installation of the bigger as well as the bigger power generating stations it is. The power generating stations means generation of the power, it is going to be done by making use of the different resources available. So nothing but the power generating stations, which are those, the one it is a hydro power station, it is the thermal power station, it is the nuclear power station. Is it right? So depending upon the availability of the resources, these stations are going to be constructed at the different places itself. Is it right? So these generating plants are going to be constructed at the different places, but these places may not be near to the load centers it is. What is load centers? Load center, it is nothing but where the actual consumption of the power it is going to be takes place. Getting my point? So that is the reason these generating stations are not located at the located nearer to the load centers itself. So that is the reason. So it is necessary to transmit the huge amount of the power from generating stations to the load centers itself. Is it right? How it is going to be transmitted? With the help of a long as well as the high voltage transmission networks are needed. Getting my point? So that is the reason whatever the power it is going to be generated from the generating stations by making use of the resources available, nothing but whether it is a hydropower plant or a nuclear power plant or the thermal power stations, etc. So many. So by making use of these resources, the power it is going to be generated, that power should be transmitted to the load centers itself. Load center, it is nothing but what? Where the actual power consumption it is going to be takes place. Getting my point? So this power it is going to be transmitted. How it is going to be transmitted? With the help of the long as well as the high voltage transmission networks are to be needed for this purpose. Getting my point? So the basically what I told here, the substation, it is a part of all three systems it is. Generation, transmission as well as the distribution system it is. Is it right? So that's the first thing it is. Generating station means the power it is going to be generated comparatively in a low voltage levels. Generation it is going to be done comparatively at a lower voltage levels. Next comes to the transmission. Here, from the economical point of view, the transmission of the power, it is going to be done at a higher voltage levels in order to reduce the transmission losses. Getting my point? Next thing it is, third one it is distribution system. So distribution it is going to be done at a lower voltages as specified by the consumers itself. Getting my point? So what it is there, So in the generating station, at certain voltage levels we have to generate the power, and transmission, it is going to be done at the higher voltage levels in order to reduce the transmission losses. Then distribution, it is going to be done at the lower voltages levels as specified by the consumers itself. Getting my point? For maintaining these voltage levels, for maintaining these voltage low as well as the high voltages at the different systems, generation, transmission, distribution, for maintaining these voltage levels, for providing a maintaining the voltage levels as well as to provide the greater stability, the switching stations have to be created. The switching stations have to be created between what? Created between the generating stations and between the consumers, nothing but the feeders, it is distribution. Getting my point? In between generating stations as well as the distribution system, the switching stations are going to be created. That switching station, it is going to be called it as what? Electrical substation. I hope you are getting clear with whatever the concept about the electrical substation. Next thing it is, these substations, it is going to be is a place or a station which is used to transmit as well as the distribution of the power, it is. Getting my point? So next third point what I told here, it is a middle part of the electrical power generation and the consumers itself. In middle part, nothing but the switching station between the electric power generation and the consumers, that is going to be called it as what? Electrical substation. Next thing it is, it contains for all these things, lowering of the voltage, stepping up of the voltage, stepping down of the voltages at the distribution centers, transmission centers, as well as the generating stations. So that is nothing but what? For all these things, we need a different kinds of equipments itself. So this substation contains many electrical devices. So which are those electrical devices? It will be consist of whether it is electric panels will be there, transformers for what purpose it is. So in case of a transmission, high voltage transmission, it is going to be done, nothing but stepping up of the voltage will be there here. In case of a distribution, it is going to be reduces, step down, it is going to be done here. So that is the reason we needed this transformers also, and insulators, insulators for the safety purpose, isolators, nothing but the separators, the GOHs, it is nothing but the group operating switches, earth switches, all these equipments, one by one equipments will study in further classes also. So these equipments will be there in the, so many equipments will be there in the substation itself. Getting my point? So next point what it is there, some substations are simply, it is going to be acts like a switching stations also. Switching stations means what? Where the different connections, it is going to be done between the various transmission lines. Getting my point? Various transmission lines in the sense that we have a high voltage transmission lines, low voltage transmission lines, extra high voltage transmission lines. So between these two transmission lines, so substation, it is going to be acts like a water switching station. Next thing it is, these substations also acts like a converting stations. The converting station, it is nothing but what? Which either convert AC into DC or vice versa, or nothing but DC to AC also. And it is also convert frequency from higher to lower as well as the lower to higher. So that is the reason this substation, it is going to be acts like a what? Converting stations also. And substation, it is also acts like a switching stations. Switching station as well as the converting stations. Getting my point? I hope this is the basic introduction about the electrical substation. Everybody is clear with these things. Okay, next we'll move on to the next we have to study about the various equipments of the substation itself. The first one of the most important equipment of a substation it is, that is transformer. All of you are very much familiar with the transformer it is. So in the name only it indicates that the transformer, the name only it indicating that transferring of power from one alternating circuit to the another alternating circuit, but there should not be any changes in the frequency. So it depends, it should not be any changes in the frequency. And one more thing it is, how this transformer it is going to be works, it depends upon the Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction principle. Then what is electromagnetic induction principle? Is it right? So what it states, so see here, the electromagnetic induction principle, this is the Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction principle, means whenever any changes in the magnetic field, or whenever any changes in the magnetic field or the flux linking with the conductor, it is nothing but the windings. Whenever the flux linking with the conductor changes, then only EMF it is going to be gets induced in the another coil it is. So that is getting my point. That is going to be called it as a Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction principle. Getting my point? There are two types of a transformers it is there. One, it is step-up transformer. Step-up transformer means what? See the construction of this one here. So this is the transformer. This is the iron core. Iron core, it is nothing but it will provide a path for the magnetic flux flow it is. This is the iron core. Inside this iron core, window will be present here. In this window only, window it is nothing but what? It is the space for accommodation of a primary winding as well as the secondary winding here. That is going to be called it as what? Window. See here, so these are the primary winding. This is the primary winding and this is the secondary winding it is. So primary winding comparatively, so which side number of turns are more here? So secondary side it is there. So number of turns will be represented as N2 here, that is secondary side, and the number of turns with the primary, that is going to be represented as N1, and the voltage will also be same like that. The primary voltage, that is V1, and the secondary voltage, that will be V2. Step up transformer means how we can say now that in this thing N2 will be greater than N1 and the voltage V2 will be greater than V1 it is. Getting my point? Stepping up of the voltage where it is needed in case of the transmission of power at the higher voltages. In that case we need of this step up transformer it is. I hope. What is the step-up transformer? So here the secondary voltage is greater than, secondary voltage is V2 greater than its input, nothing but primary voltage V1, nothing but V2 is greater than V1 or N2 is greater than N1. That is going to be called it as a step-up transformer. Next thing it is one more transformer it is there, that is step-down transformer. Step down in the sense that here where the number of turns are more here, primary side. So here N1 is greater than the N2. Nothing but number of turns are more in the primary side and number of turns will be lesser at the secondary side it is, or else V1 it is greater than the V2. So that is going to be called it as what? A step down of the voltage, nothing but step down transformer it is. So this is one of the most important equipment of a substation it is. I hope you are clear with this transformer. Okay, next we'll move on to another equipment. So that which one it is? That is high voltage fuses. So what is fuse? Everyone should be knowing first. The fuse, it is nothing but what? Is an electrical safety device it is. The fuse, it is nothing but a electrical safety device. So that is operates to provide the overcurrent protection of an electric circuit. So nothing but what it is, the fuse of a fuse in a circuit element, it is designed to melt when the current it is going to be exceeds the safer limit it is, some limit. So thereby what will happen, that when the current it is going to be exceeds during the fault conditions only. During the faults in the sense that whether it is a short circuit fault. Short circuit it is nothing but the heavy inrush of current will be there. So in these kinds of faults, when the current it is going to be exceeding its limit means the fuse wire it is going to be melt out. Thereby it will, what it will do, it will save all the connected equipments to the call the connected equipments in the circuit itself. That is the reason. So or else we can say that the fuse it is nothing but an electrical safety device that operates to provide the overcurrent protection of an electrical circuit. Getting my point? So this in its essential component it is a metal wire is. The metal wire it is made up of either it is a whichever the told here element it is, nothing but the fuse wire. Fuse wire it is nothing but the made up of a tin as well as the lead alloy it is. Next thing it is that melts this metal wire, it is going to be melts when a too much amount of the current it is going to be flow through it. So thereby what it will happen, thereby it will interrupt the current flow in the circuit. So that is the reason. So this whatever the fuse element, nothing but the tin and lead alloy, what I said. So this fuse wire should be having the lower melting point. Why it should be having lower melting point? So why, in the sense that it should be melts and breaks as soon as its temperature it is going to be get higher than its melting point. If the current it is going during the short circuit, or it is a one kind of a fault, it is short circuit, it is nothing but a fault. So short circuit means inrush of the current will be there. Due to this increased current, the temperature it is going to be increases, right? Due to this increased temperature, the fuse wire should be get melt out and breaks as soon as possible. That is the reason the fuse element or the fuse wire should be having the lower melting point. I hope this one it is clear. So next, that is the reason high voltages can be used in modern high voltage circuits. So there are three types of a high voltage fuses are there. Which are those? The first one it is cartridge fuse, and the second one it is liquid fuse, and third one will be metal clad fuses. Here shall we discuss it on cartridge type fuse? Okay, so the first one it is, see the diagram, cartridge type fuse. So one of the cartridge type fuse is high rupturing capacity, or nothing but HRC fuse it is. So initially the cartridge means what? Cartridge, it is nothing but a fuse. It is going to be enclosed in a tube here. The fuse wire, it is going to be enclosed in a tube, or it is like a cylindrical in shape it is. Like having the contact points at the each end it is. So this is the one end and this will be another end it is. So that is the reason. So next thing it is, see here. So this kind of a cartridge type fuses are used to protect the motors as well as the branch circuits where the higher amperes as well as the voltage ratings are required. Where we are going to be use this kind of a HRC fuse. This kind of a fuses are used to protect the motors as well as the branch circuits where it is required, where the higher amperes as well as the or voltage ratings are required. Just for the protection purpose, this HRC fuse we are going to be used in the motors. Getting my point? Okay, let me start with the construction of this one as well as the working also we'll see. So HRC fuse, it is nothing but high rupturing capacity fuse. So in this fuse, in this type of a fuse, the fuse wire element, so this is the fuse element, fuse wire it is connected here. This fuse wire or a element can carry the short circuit current, nothing but the heavy current it will carry for a known time period. For a certain known time period, it will carry the short circuit current. During this time, if the fault gets removed, then it does not going to be blown off, or else if this current it is going to be exceeds the limit, means it is going to be completely melt out or it is going to be blown off completely. So the fuse element, it is going to be connected between the two end caps here. See here, the enclosure, nothing but this is like a glass tube will be there. This is the cartridge means. So this is the glass tube. So in this, the enclosure of this HRC fuse, the enclosure, it is like a whatever the rectangle it is there, the enclosure it is. The enclosure of this HRC fuse, either it is of a glass or a ceramic body here. That is the reason this enclosure, it is going to be sufficiently airtight with the end caps here. This end plates are made up of what? Brass it is. So this cylindrical or the glass body or the ceramic body, it is enclosed with the end caps here. These end caps are made up of a material that is brass here. So this enclosure, it is going to be sufficiently airtight. Air should not enter through this fuse element, because to avoid the effect of atmosphere on this fuse material here. So this is the ceramic enclosure and having the metal end caps at both ends. Here also end cap it is there, metal cap, and here also metal cap it is there. So what you can say, this is the ceramic enclosure and having the metal end caps at both ends, to which fusible silver wire it is going to be gets welded here. See it carefully. This is the ceramic enclosure having the metal end caps here, both the sides. This metal end cap, it is made up of a which kind of a material? That is brass here. So this fuse element, nothing but the silver wire, gets welded at the both the sides it is. Getting my point? So next thing, this enclosure what I told here, this is the sky blue color, what it is representing, that is the enclosure. There is a space inside, there is a space inside this enclosure here. So dots I have shown here. So there is a space within the enclosure. It is completely filled with the some powder. It is the powder that might be either it is a quartz powder or it is a chalk or a marble dust it is. So this powder, it is going to be acts like what? It is going to be acts as to quench the arc. It is nothing but the spark. Whenever the spark it is going to be, spark over occurs means then only fuse wire it is going to be blown out. So this media, nothing but what? There is a space inside this enclosure. This is completely filled with the quartz, some kind of a powder, that is quartz or a chalk or a marble dust it is. So this powder, it is going to be acts like a arc quenching media as well as the cooling media. Arc in the sense that spark, quenching in the sense that suppression. The arc suppression, it is going to be done with the help of this powdery element it is. Getting my point? Hope all of you are clear about this construction. Next thing it is operation, means how it is going to be operate. So whenever when a overrated current, nothing but what? Overrated current, when it will come? So during the fault condition. During the fault means either it is a, for example, we'll take it as a short circuit fault. Short circuit fault means inrush of the current will be there, nothing but overrated current. So the overrated current, when it is going to be flown through this fuse element, so the element it is going to be gets melted. So gets melted completely and vaporized, nothing but vapors are going to be generated. So then what will happen? Inside this filling powder will be there, that is a quartz or anything it will be. So this filling powder is of a such a quantity that the chemical reaction will be takes place between this whatever the silver vapor, nothing but the fuse element it is going to be gets vaporized. There is a chemical reaction takes place between this silver vapor as well as this filling powder, that is going to be forms the, so both together form what? High electrical resistance substance. Electrical resistance substance in the sense that obviously resistance means opposition for the current. So obviously what will happen? So this substance will quench the arc completely, nothing but it will suppress the spark completely. So this is the what? Operation of a HRC fuse it is. From exam point of view, this is very important. I hope you are clear with these things. High rupturing capacity. The first one it is cartridge type. It is over. Next, which kind of a fuse is there? That is liquid fuse. Okay, shall we move on to liquid fuse? See this one. Liquid fuse. So these kinds of fuses, see the construction here. So the construction point of view, whatever the things are there, just we'll discuss it. Liquid type. So liquid, name only it indicates that which liquid we are going to be using inside this one to quench the arc or to suppress the spark which is going to be generated due to the heavy current it is. Getting my point? The first point, what it is there? These kinds of a fuse, nothing but liquid type of a fuses are filled with which kind of a solution? That is carbon tetrachloride, and have the widest range of applications to the high voltage systems. So this kind of a fuse we are going to be used in a high voltage systems, and this fuse will be completely filled with which kind of a material? That is carbon tetrachloride. And this kind of a fuse we are going to be used for circuits up to a rating of what? How much? 100 amperes of rated current. Then system voltage up to 132 kV and having the breaking capability of 6100 ampere. I hope you are clear with these things. So first what I told here, this liquid type fuse we are going to be used in the high voltage systems, and it is completely filled with a which solution? That is carbon tetrachloride, and this kind of fuses are going to be used up to the current rating of 100 amps and the system voltage up to 132 kV, and which is having the breaking capacity of 6100 amp it is. Getting my point? So next thing it consists of glass tube here. So seeing here, I hope this is this blue color, that is sky blue color, what it is representing, that is completely glass tube here. So it consists of a glass tube. This glass tube will be completely filled with a carbon tetrachloride solution, and this is going to be sealed at both ends with the brass caps. This is the glass tube. It is going to be sealed with the vent cap or metal caps. It is metal cap. It is nothing but the metal. Which metal? Brass metal. So it is provided at both ends. Metal cap it is provided. Next thing it is the fuse wire. The which kind of a fuse wire? Either it is a tin or a lead or a silver. So anything. This fuse wire, inside this flexible connection they are showing here. So one line it is there, that is nothing but the fuse wire. So this fuse wire, it is going to be connected, nothing but sealed at both the ends of the brass caps. It is one end of the wire, it is going to be sealed, end of the tube, and the other end of the wire it is connected. Other end of this fuse wire, nothing but flexible connection. Other end of this fuse wire, it is connected to this another metal cap through the what? Phosphorus bronze spiral spring it is at the other end of the glass tube. Getting my point? When the current, see here, due to any fault condition, when the current it is going to be exceeds the prescribed limit, then the fuse wire it is going to be blown out completely. As the fuse it is going to be melts, once the fuse wire it is going to be melt, so what will happen? The spring it is going to be retracts, nothing but compresses the part of its through a baffle. Baffle it is nothing but a liquid director. Which liquid it is there? Carbon tetrachloride it is there, and it draws it well into the liquid. Getting my point? The small quantity of after this, once the fuse it is going to be blown out, the liquid it is going to be compressed completely. So the small quantity of a gas it is going to be generated at the point of this fusion forces. Some part of the liquid it is going to be passes through the baffle, and there is effectively this gas, whatever the gas it is going to be generating, that will compresses the, or it will suppresses the spark what it is going to be generated inside this fuse. It is getting my point. I hope this fuse also everybody is, I hope it is clear. Next thing it is liquid it is open. Then third one, which kind of fuse I told, that is metal clad fuses. So this obviously we'll see in a home also. In a home, just you see your whatever the connection it is there, you from there you can comes into picture of these kinds of fuses. So these fuses can be used for, the metal clad fuses are used for what? High voltage circuits, and it is going to be these kinds of fuses can able to operate satisfactorily under short circuit conditions also. So getting my point? So this is all about metal clad fuses. Next we'll move on to the, so we already discussed about the two equipments. One it is transformer, it is over, and second one high voltage fuse also it is over. Then third important equipment of this bit is high voltage circuit breaker. So what is circuit breaker then? Circuit breaker means, circuit breaker it is nothing but what? A circuit breaker, it is an automatically operated electrical switch. It is designed to protect an electrical circuit. It is designed to protect an electric circuit from the damage caused by the excess current. Excess current means due to the fault condition, excess current it is going to be occurs. In order to avoid the damage which is occurring from the excess current to the system, that can be protected with the help of an automatic operated electrical switch, that is nothing but what? Circuit breaker it is. Getting my point? So its basic function is to interrupt the current flow after the fault it is going to be. Once the fault it is going to be detected, so it will basic function is to interrupt that huge amount of a current which is flowing in that particular circuit. It is getting my point. So then what is the difference between fuse as well as the circuit breaker? Even fuse it is also going to be interrupt the current, and even circuit breaker also it is going to interrupt the current. It is, so one difference is that unlike the fuse, which once with this fuse it is going to be operates only once it is. So once in the sense that often and often once the fuse wire it is going to be blown out means we have to replace it. and then must be replace it. So operation it will be only once, but the circuit breaker can be reset either manually or automatically to resume, to get back to the normal operation it is. I hope this is clear. What is the basic difference between fuse as well as the circuit breaker? The fuse, it can be only operate once, and often and often it should be get replaced. The fuse wire, we have to replace it, but the circuit breaker can be reset either manually or it can be automatically. Process also be get done to resume the what normal operation it is. So we have a different kinds of a circuit breakers here. So one it is oil circuit breaker, and second one it is air blast circuit breaker, and third one it is SF6 circuit breaker, and fourth one it is vacuum circuit breaker. Okay, let me see but the operation of these kinds of a circuit breakers in detail, it is not there for your syllabus. Just application of these kinds of a circuit breakers is there. The first one it is oil circuit breaker. So oil, it is going to be acts like a media to quench the arc, to suppress the spark whatever it is going to be generated. I hope it is clear. Here the which media it is going to be? Oil, it is going to be acts like a arc quenching media or a spark suppressing media. So this kind of a circuit breakers, nothing but what? Oil circuit breaker, that is designed for what? 11 kV to 765 kV. There are two types. Again, it is divided into two types there. One it is a bulk oil circuit breaker, and second one it is minimum oil circuit breaker it is there. Getting my point? Keep it in mind. This is very important. So oil circuit breaker, that is designed up to what? 11 kV to 765 kV. And second one, vacuum circuit breaker. In this, in vacuum, it is going to be acts like a media to quench the arc it is. It is designed for the voltage rating of how much? That is 3.3 to 33 kV. Next, we'll move on to SF6 circuit breaker. SF6, it is nothing but a gas it is. It is a one kind of a gaseous media, that is sulfur hexafluoride. Sulfur hexafluoride gas, it is going to be used to suppress the arc it is. So it is designed for operate up to what? 138 kV to 230 kV. So this is the rating of the circuit breaker. Next, air blast circuit breaker. Air blast, it is nothing but the natural air blast it is going to be done. So that is going to be acts like a what? High pressure air, it is going to be acts like a arc quenching. Arc quenching, it is nothing but what? Arc in the sense that it is nothing but a spark. Quenching in the sense that that is nothing but the suppression process. That whatever the spark it is going to be generated, that can be suppressed with the help of which media? That is air media. Getting? So this can be able to operate at a rated voltage higher than how much? That is 52 kV. So this is 52 kV. So I hope this is all about what? Circuit breakers. So next we'll move on to one more it is, that is relay. That is nothing but protective relaying. The relay, it is nothing but what? Relay, just it is a device. It is a relay, it is a device that detects the fault. That detect what? Only detection of the fault it is going to be done by the relay, and the detection of this fault, the information regarding that fault, whether it is a short circuit fault or it is the so many kinds of faults are there. Symmetrical faults or asymmetrical faults are there. Symmetrical faults in the sense that line to ground faults, double line to ground fault it is there, double line to line fault it is there. So these are short circuit, it is also one kind of a fault. So these kinds of it will detect which kind of a fault it has been taken place. It will detect and send that information to the breaker. Send that information to the breaker. Based on that information, the breaker it is going to be gets initiated. Then it will isolate the breaker. Then based on that information, it is going to be gets initiated, and the breaker what it is going to do? It breaks nor nothing but isolate or separate the defective element from the rest of the healthy system it is. Getting? So that is the reason the relay, it is a device that detects the fault and initiates the operation of the circuit breaker to isolate the defective element. So next thing it is the relay, it is going to be detect the abnormal conditions in an electrical circuit. Abnormal condition, how will come to know? So that is nothing but by constantly measuring the electrical quantities. Electrical quantities means which are those? One, it is voltage and a current and the frequency as well as the phase angle it is. So these are the electrical quantities: voltage, current, frequency and phase angle. Getting? So whenever during the normal conditions, these value will be normal. During the fault condition, there is a changes occurs in these quantities. Obviously, suppose short circuit occurs, means what will happen? This current, it will be abnormal current, nothing but huge amount, inrush of the current will be flowing. That is the reason whenever the changes occurs in these electrical quantities, that is can be detected with the help of what? That will be detected with the help of these relays. Getting my point? Once the fault it is going to be detected, then relay it is going to be closes the contacts of the circuit breaker, and it will trip the circuit of a breaker. It is this results in what? Opening of the breaker and disconnects the faulty system from rest of the healthy system. That is, this component, it is also very important in case of substations. Okay, I hope all the students are clear with these things, whatever the components we have discussed in today's session. So which are the equipments we have discussed? The first thing, it is transformer, it is over. Second equipment, it is second element or equipment, which one? That is high voltage fuse, also over. Then third one, it is high voltage circuit breakers, also we have discussed. And finally about the protective relaying. So this is all about, these are the 4 equipments we have discussed. In next video we'll discuss it on next elements, also we'll discuss various equipments of the substation. Thank you.